Hey guys, it's KevyDog4. This was the fourth to last week of the regular season. There are 3 more weeks left after this. So here are the standings through week 14 and kind of a little preview of what's possibly going to be going on in the playoffs. So the AFC, let's get a pen. So I'm going to go by division. For the AFC East, the Patriots are leading, and if you haven't seen my videos before, the blue over here, that means first round bye, so there are 2 teams, and green means other division leaders that are not first round bye, so 3rd and 4th seed, and yellow are wild cards, and the ties I will let you know who is in and who is out of those tiebreakers. So for the AFC East, New England is leading the division. They are 11-2. They are 3 games ahead of Miami. However, the tiebreaker, there's no definite, I guess I want to say the tiebreaker has not been set for sure yet. New England has won 1 of 2 games against Miami, but if Miami wins, then it goes to the next tiebreaker. So Miami is still in the running for the division, but 1 win from New England or 1 loss from Miami anytime throughout the rest of the season means a New England division, so they are nearly there. Miami is number 2. They're 3rd in the division. They are tied with Denver for that last wild card spot. However, as of right now, it is going to Denver. Ryan Tannehill is out for an indefinite amount of time. We don't know if that will be the rest of the regular season plus playoffs if they get it, but it looks likely that it will be at least the next couple weeks. So I'm going to have a playoff picture, maybe sort of video, hopefully coming up tomorrow, that I can break down what I think is going to happen. But as of right now, Miami and Denver are tied with Denver with a tiebreaker. Buffalo is 5 games back of New England. They cannot clinch the division. However, they are 2 games back of Miami and Denver, which is the last possible playoff spot. They're 2 games back of that, which means that they can take over that last spot, but it seems very unlikely. And a loss from them and a win from Miami or Denver next week will do it for them. So Buffalo is nearly out. And as you can see over here, I have a little E. That means they are eliminated from playoff contention. That would be the New York Jets. They're 4-9. They're 7 games back. They're 4 games back of that last wild card spot, which means they are out. And that happened a couple weeks ago. So we already knew New York was. So AFC West now. Kansas City has now claimed the number 1 spot in the AFC West. They also are, as of right now, in a first round bye. They are 10-3. They are tied with Oakland for the division, but the tiebreaker, considering that they won 2 head-to-head games over Oakland, that tiebreaker will go to Kansas City if they end up tying. Oakland does have a wild card spot right now, 10-3. Denver, as I mentioned before, 8-5 in the last wild card spot. They are 2 games back of the division, so they still can clinch the division, but it is going to be very hard considering their record, their schedule for the next 3 weeks, and the fact that they do have to play, I think, Kansas City and Oakland both. San Diego down here, 5-8. They are 3 games back of Denver, and I think the wild cards, the tiebreaker's not set in stone yet either for them, and if they are, I think that San Diego still has it because there are lots of tiebreakers, and I did a pretty bad job of calculating them because I was just going off I was trying to read the schedules off, and I might have made some errors, so I just ended up resorting to the website, and I went online, and it said that they were still in the hunt, so I'm assuming that means that the tiebreakers would go to San Diego for a tie, so they're still in, but 1 more loss from them and they're done, or 1 more win from Denver or Miami. So, I already mentioned the wild cards. So, AFC North, this is a competitive division right here. Pittsburgh is now leading after weeks and weeks of ties. Pittsburgh took over the lead this week. They are 8-5. They have the division right now. Baltimore is now 1 game back at 7-6. Currently out of the playoff spots. and it is likely that 2 teams from the AFC North will not be in. It will just be the top team. Cincinnati's 2.5 games back, so one more loss from them, and they should be out as well. So they have to win. I think Cincinnati has to win out, and Baltimore has to pretty much lose, and so does Pittsburgh. So they're 5-7-1, and as I said before, that 0.5 is equal to a tie. There were 4 teams with ties this year. Cincinnati was one of them, and Cleveland obviously eliminated from playoff contention. They are 0-13, very unlikely to win a game at this point. 8 games back and out of the playoff picture completely. AFC South, Houston and Tennessee. It was a 3-way tie last week. Now it is a 2-way tie between Houston and Tennessee. Houston currently holds that tiebreaker. They're 7-6, as well as Tennessee. Indianapolis is now 1 game back at 6-7. They still can't get the division. This division is anybody's game, except for Jacksonville, who has been eliminated for weeks as well, with 2 wins and 11 losses. So, as of right now, the playoff spots, number 1 will go to New England, number 2 will go to Kansas City, number 3, Pittsburgh, number 4, Houston, number 5, Oakland, and number 6, Denver, and Miami is tied for that last spot, but tiebreaker goes to Denver, and tiebreaker here goes to Houston. So let's go to the NFC. NFC, we have one team that out of the entire league so far with 3 weeks left that has clinched. That would be the Dallas Cowboys. 11 wins, 2 losses. They are for sure in. One more win from them, and they clinched the division. New York Giants are 2 games back of them. The only team to have beaten Dallas, and they've done it twice. They're 9-4, 2 games back. They have to win this week, and I think they just have to win all the time now to get Dallas. Last week it was Dallas had to win to clinch, but now that the spread is closer, I think that there are more criterias now. I think that the Cowboys have to win and the Giants have to lose to clinch. I don't know. I haven't looked it up, but I will let you know when I do my next video for my playoff predictions, because that'll play a factor. So, number 3 is Washington. They're 3.5 games back. They cannot take this division from the Dallas Cowboys anymore. However, they are 1.5 games back of New York, and they are, Buccaneers are 8-5, and the Redskins are 7-5-1. So that's about a half a game back, maybe. I don't know, but they are definitely still in this picture. They're not anywhere close to out of it. Philadelphia is nearly out of it. They're 6 games back. They can't catch New York, but they can catch Tampa Bay. The tiebreaker, if it came between, actually, one of these teams, it depends on who gets the wild card. I think it's Atlanta. They can catch Atlanta, but they can't catch Tampa Bay. So if Tampa Bay ends up winning this division, then they'd have a shot. But if Atlanta clinches this division, then Philadelphia will be eliminated, and Philadelphia would have to win all the rest of the games, and Atlanta would have to lose all the rest of their games. So very, very slim hopes for Philadelphia. For the NFC West, Seattle almost has this division locked up. One more win from them or one more loss from Arizona. They are 8-4-1, 3 games ahead of Arizona, which is 5-7-1. And then the other 2 teams are eliminated from playoff contention. Recently, this week, the Rams were eliminated and their coach was fired. They're 4-9. They're 1.5 games behind Arizona, but too many games out of Seattle's way. And if they were to win their last 3 games, they would have 7 wins, which is 1 game behind the 8 that Tampa and Atlanta already have. So they're done. And if you're behind that spot right there, you're obviously out too. That's a terrible circle, but San Francisco's been out for weeks as well, 1-12. arguably the worst team in the league. If you want to go by record, it'd be the Browns, but in my opinion, watching them play, the Browns have at least been competitive. San Francisco has not been competitive at all. So San Francisco 1-12, likely to get a top 3 draft pick. Actually, almost definitely going to get a top 3 draft pick. So if you look at it that way, it's good for San Francisco. If they're going to do so bad anyways, why not just go for the top draft pick there? So NFC North, Detroit has this division right now. They're 2 games ahead of Green Bay and Minnesota. So very close to clinching that division, although it is still possible for Green Bay or Minnesota to climb out of the hole and take the division. They are 9-4. Green Bay and Minnesota are 7-6. Currently out of the playoff picture, unless they can take over the spot from Detroit. They are only 1 game back of the last playoff spot, though, so it's very, very close. And Chicago is out of the playoff picture. They were just eliminated for sure this week. They're 3-10, 6 games back of Detroit. And so the NFC South, as I said earlier, Atlanta has this tiebreaker for sure. And they're 8-5, and so is Tampa Bay. Very close division here. Although every team is still in it, except for the fact that if Atlanta or Tampa Bay wins at all, that knocks New Orleans and Carolina out of the race for the division and the wild card if both of them end up winning. So this division is really pretty much between Atlanta and Tampa Bay, and the other is pretty likely to get a wild card if they continue playing the way that they have with winning most weeks. So New Orleans and Carolina, 3 games back each, have to win the rest of their games. Atlanta, Tampa Bay have to lose all the rest of their games for either of them to make it in, really. So, yeah, there you go. That's the standings for this week. Thanks for watching. Make sure you leave a comment below, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and hopefully I will have my video up tomorrow of my playoff prediction. Being that there's only 3 weeks left, may as well get going on that. So, thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you in my next one.